Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Kooplings, and welcome back to the Nintendo Shack, the one about the Nintendo Direct at E3 2021. We are excited. We are hype. Rebecca brought the hype. We're going to get all into it, but before we do that, let us thank those that support us and keep the boat afloat over at patreon.com/PSVG. So thank you so much, Joseph Wilson, Zach Adams, Horse Girl 69, R.J. Kern, Josh Borboni, Devin Tyus, Grouchy Surge, Kyle Iman, Paul Calicote, Nick Fallhaber, Rob Emanuel, Ben Moxham, Rude Days 93, Nick Creature, Stephen Keller, Edwin, Callow, Barry Cathcart, and Michael Masick. We've got a lot to cover. We're going to go over everything that was in the Direct, but before we do, I wanted to at least talk about Nintendo at E3 outside of the Direct a little bit. Obviously, at the Ubisoft show, we were showing Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope for the first time. This leaked early via Nintendo's website.
It would not be Mario Rabbids without leaking early.
That's true. That's true. In true form, it was just up on the eShop. There's no
So
leaker,
bad.
no insider, no nothing. Just here's the page. Here's this box art. Here's the cover. Here it is.
We'll leak it ourselves, said Nintendo.
Is it payback, revenge? Like, hey,
We'll do it first now.
Kind of works for Mario Rabbids.
it's going through the galaxy. We have a new Luma Rabbid with ears, which is that Star
Interesting.
Rabbid with the
That
ears.
Star Rabbit is.
It's scary.
It's
It'll be in my
nightmare
nightmares. Yeah.
But it's all galaxy inspired and go through space. You can do all the stuff, and they've got Rabbid Rosalina, which stole the show with her amazing mood as just slouches and slumps through the chair. and goes
We
down.
got JRPG Rabbit as well.
Yeah, I don't know who Fire Emblem Rabbit is, but carries the Buster Sword. I want to know. I'm intrigued. It's
Yeah.
coming 2022.
Okay.
You know, this fall would be really, really hyped if it was this fall.
It would have been nice.
It's like it's
For
not the
sure.
games.
Doesn't matter because we have lots of games coming
It's true.
out.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
true. Doesn't matter. While we were streaming the Ubisoft show, I told Garrett Rebecca that this very well could be, if the Switch Pro is real, this could be like a launch title. Maybe that's why it's 20.
It looked really, really pretty, and I would not
Yes.
be surprised if that was Switch Pro footage.
Yeah, neither would I. I know a lot of people ran with that. I was taking it more from the Ubisoft typically likes to have a new game on the shelf whenever there's a new system. They do that a lot. You can almost look at every hardware that's ever released. There's almost always a brand new Ubisoft game right next
That's
to it.
true. That's true.
So I wouldn't be surprised to see that being here. Diablo 2 was at the Xbox show. Just a reminder that it's coming out in September. I think I'm getting Diablo 2 on the Switch.
I think it would be best on Switch. Hopefully it looks great on Switch.
I might even play
yeah.
it in 1990s graphics, so I don't think it really
Okay.
matters.
that would be cool.
And then I did want to shout out some indies. You guys know I love my indies. And
Yes.
so we had a lot of indie shows. We had IGN, Summer of Gaming, we had Summer Game Fest, the Guerrilla Collective, Day of Devs, the Indie Live Expo. I don't know if you guys have any others that didn't catch my list, but I wanted to shout out a few. Akatori is this Metroidvania game that's coming out next year. Batora is this isometric sci-fi game. It's like hack and slash meets bullet hell. I think it's dated for next year. Fire Girl is one that I think a lot of people will be shouting out. Fire Girl stands out in a big way, just style. It's really pretty, like Octopath Traveler pretty. It's like this 2D side-scroller action game. Really, really good if you don't know about it. Bear and Breakfast we've seen before, but it was also shown again this week. Beast of Meravia Island is out now. It's like a puzzle game, but it's also like Pokemon Snap. Like you go walk through the jungle and you take photos of animals and stuff. Button City was a pretty cool game. It's got like the whole 90s nostalgia, pastel colors type stuff. I think that'll catch a lot of people's attention. Hoa, which I've been following, I think that was announced in a Nintendo Direct a year ago. That's coming out August 24th. And then this one is not announced for Switch, but I think it should come to Switch, and that's why I wanted to highlight it. This is probably my favorite indie game that I've seen so far. It's called Unbeatable. It's from D-Cell Games. It's a rhythm game full of all this like J-pop techno stuff, and it looked and sounds awesome.
I know you like your rhythm games. You talk about some of the ones that are good.
It looks great.
I don't recall this one.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah.
We worried this would happen.
Yeah, me too. I was hitting so hard for you right now, Donnie. It's yeah.
He was having camera issues right before we started, and we thought that it worked itself out.
I don't know what's going on with this internet.
We were good the whole time before this.
Mm-hmm.
Stand by, he says.
Standing by. Is there any other indie games that caught your eye, Rebecca? Like anything before the direct?
Yeah, there a lot of the ones he said, and then ones that like I think we knew about that they just gave updates on. I gotta go back and like rewatch the Wholesome Direct. Like I wasn't watching that one very closely, so I didn't get to like see release dates and stuff. But they showed a lot. Like I liked what they showed. I can't think of any titles. I should have written them down.
Me too. Donnie, I think you're back.
Am I back?
You're kind of back. You're blurry, but we can hear you and understand you.
Hang on a second. I'm gonna turn my camera off and see if that does anything.
Okay.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't even use the chat right now. Like it's all blocked out.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm trying to switch to my card to see if that does anything. I don't know if you guys think that'll help or ruin it.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys hear me okay?
It's robotic. It's robotic
So-
now. Yeah.
There's no.
You were good the whole time we were reacting.
The resetting put bad juju.
I know. We should have kept it going. Meanwhile, there's like every noise going on outside my house. I don't know if you can hear somebody's like using a weed whacker. There's like a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
How about now?
Can you keep talking?
Say some
Let's
more.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to refresh the stream, but I'm scared it'll just turn everything off.
Just do it. What's the worst that could happen?
All right, I want to refresh everything.
Refresh everything. Glad we're recording locals.
Yeah. It's not an Irish.
Oh.
We're still here.
You're back.
The question now is, are we live?
Yeah, we're still live.
We're
Are
live.
we? We are running local recordings, Dev. You're good. I don't know what. Yeah, I've been good all week. I don't know why the tech issues just started. Like me and Sean recorded for like 7 hours the other day with no issues.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder if there's some kind of issue between one of like our connections.
I don't know. Yeah, that's strange. I just hopped in my MiFi card, so hopefully this is good enough. But yeah, anyway, I'll clean this up as best I can. But the game that I was talking about last, I saw Jace posted. The game's called Unbeatable. It's from D-Cell Games. It's a Japanime rhythm game full of J-pop techno and stuff, and it looks great.
Oh, I think I've seen this one. Yeah, that does look really, really good.
I hope it comes to Switch one day, at least consoles, because it looks fantastic. But I wanted to shout those out ahead of the Direct. So
there's one game in Digital Devolver, Demon Throttle. I thought that was isn't that the game that's physical for Switch only?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That one looked kind of dope.
Can you
I
guys
would
still hear
like
me?
to
Because
shout
I'm
it.
scared the chat
Yeah,
is
you're
saying
good.
anything. Okay.
You're
Yeah. You're good.
Yeah, Demon Throttle announced a Devolver physical only game. You had to buy it in store. Went live right away. I bought it. I don't know why I bought it because of Devolver.
Because of Devolver.
Yeah, because of Devolver. Just because of Devolver. So
Interesting choice.
anything else before we get into the show proper?
Not really, no. I think we didn't. I mean,
the
like
meat of it is in the direct.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Of course. So we did do the notes, and we've got a lot of notes to get through. But I'm going to be dismissive, and I'm just gonna shout out some game titles here at the top, and you guys tell me if you want to talk about any of it. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Cloud version, 2 Point Campus, Worms Rumble, Cruisin' Blast, Doom Eternal's DLC, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Strange Brigade, Just Dance, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 were all showed today in the Nintendo Direct. Any thoughts on those?
I won't get a single one.
I don't think I'll get any of them either, actually, for Switch.
Yeah, I've already played, at least half of these. I will get Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 eventually on the cheap. Garrett and I were both a little surprised to see Guardians of the Galaxy show up in the Nintendo Direct, and it coming to cloud makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it's a cloud version.
Way more sense.
Yeah, that's why it's coming. And then I do like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, so I'll shout that out. That was a really good game. I really enjoyed it a lot. Strange Brigade, I did not. Don't like that game. And Cruisin' Blast reminded me of like those old arcade racers, Cruisin' World USA and stuff like that. I think that's what they were trying to go for.
Yep.
So, without further ado, getting all of the light stuff out of the way, guys, they showed off a Metroid game in the Nintendo Direct.
Yay!
2D Metroid
Did it.
confirmed. Metroid Dread.
Yes.
We did it.
First 2D Metroid game with a new story in 19 years. It's coming to Nintendo
Wow.
Switch. It's a direct sequel to 2002's Metroid Fusion and concludes the 5-part saga focusing on the strange, interconnected fates of Bounty Hunter, Samus, and the Metroids.
We thought it would have been fine if they ported Samus Returns, but no, they're not just giving us a new 2D Metroid. This is a revived project that was canceled. It was originally supposed to be a sequel to Metroid Fusion. It was supposed to be on the DS, and they actually called it Metroid Dread, but then it was canceled. And now it is 2021, and they are bringing it back.
Same folks that made Samus Returns, right?
Yep, Mercury's team.
Mercury's team. It looks like Samus Returns. Like it looks like it's made in that engine. It's an
It's right there.
HDified Samus Returns. It comes out in October. There's a special edition which has a steelbook, an art book, art cards, and they announced special edition amiibo, a 2-pack for both of them. Pre-orders are
That
going
new
live.
villain,
Emmy,
Emmy, looks
Yeah.
so cool.
the Portal villain, like hardcore.
I was very excited. I should have laid the groundwork. Last night, lots of insiders, journalists, influencers, folks were starting to say like, "Hey, calm yourselves. Like, don't." Like,
Yeah.
we see you, Nintendo fans. Like, just bring it down a notch as you go
Did I
into this.
not tell you to ignore them?
You
I
did.
did. I told you to ignore them.
You did. But you know what? Actually, seeing what we got today, I understand why they said that.
Me too. Yeah.
Really?
It makes sense. See, some people are going to be upset with it. I don't want to get into this right now. Yeah, I don't want to get into this. We'll save it.
How about at the end? Yeah,
We'll save it. We'll save it to the end. But Metroid's back, and I was very, very
Thank goodness.
excited. We were sitting on Sean on the post show during Treehouse. Treehouse seemed rather uneventful today, but we
It's
were
just
sitting on the
games.
post show with Sean. You know, Sean made mention it looks like a 3DS game. So like if you were watching this and you weren't unimpressed, I understand. It looks like an HD 3DS
No,
game.
what do you mean it looks like a 3DS game? Because it's in a 2D style? Because that's how Metroid has
No.
always looked.
Yeah, not because of the style. It's more because of it is a little soft in look, not like sharp, but it's kind of edgy, kind of polygonish, like Samus Returns. Honestly, that's all I'm trying to say. Is it looks like Samus
I think it
Returns
looks
with
a
3DS.
lot better than I think if you go back and you look at the footage side by side, you're gonna see that it looks a lot nicer. It looks like it has that same depth, but it has I don't know. I was impressed. I thought it looked nice.
I would like
And
to
it's
see a
hard to- it's hard
comparison
to
side by
tell.
side.
Yeah,
for
it's hard
sure.
to tell
Yeah.
from the live stream too.
I'm 100% sure that it looks better. Like I said, it's an HDified version of that engine. It just has a similar look. It doesn't look like
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know what you would expect it to look. It's a 2D Metroid game.
It could be a different engine. It could be a different art style, but looking at that, it looks like the 3DS engine game. That's just how we're trying to go about it.
I just ultimately what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't look like like some of the newer games that we've gotten on Switch in terms of graphics, Monster Hunter Rise, things like that. Even 2D spaces, like it's not as sharp and clean, I think, as a 2D game as you could expect. I'm not saying that it looks bad, Rebecca. I pre-ordered it. I'm all in. But if you're like, I do think if you're like, I think if you're like, it looks great. I definitely don't think that. Like if you're comparing it against
I
almost
think
any
it-
other game,
It
you know,
looks great.
it's got some edges. I understood what Sean
Buy
was getting
Metroid.
at. I understand what it's got. Now I'm with you there. Buy Metroid. Buy 2 Metroids.
Buy all the
Buy
Metroid.
3 Metroids. Buy it, return it, trade it, sell it. We've got to show Nintendo that we like Metroid games, so they'll make more of them more often. So, like, this is a fan get together. We're going to support it no matter what. I don't care if IGN gives it a 5. You've got to buy it. Because if you don't buy it, then I have to listen to the next 10 years of Twitter folks going, where's Metroid? It's here. You finally got it. You better damn buy it. You better buy it as fast as you can. I was very excited, especially coming in with, you know, maybe lowered expectations. I was very excited to see that. The next thing, and this is the order we're going in, is from the press release. So this is the official Nintendo press release that came out afterwards. The sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 was talked about. Eiji Onuma gave us a new, would you even call it a trailer? Was it a trailer? Like just kind of like footage. Right?
I think it's a trailer of some kind.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that because it mentioned 2022 at the end.
Yeah, we got the 2022, so they're looking for next year. We got to see some new stuff. Now, Rebecca, you were going off some of the nods and Easter eggs maybe that were there. Like this trailer
Oh,
might
I have a lot to talk about.
Let's hear about it.
She has 20 or 30
Well,
things.
wait,
Let's
are you
go.
saying that this wasn't a trailer? Because there was 2 minutes here, and we learned a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. I meant like in the sense of, I felt like it was just kind of not like woven together. They didn't really tell me a story in the trailer. They just kind of showed me a bunch of clips, I guess.
Really, I disagree with that, because first we see Zelda falling into the abyss, which kind of deconfirms that you're probably not going to be playing as Zelda, so that kind of puts those rumors to rest, which apparently they're not, because people are still talking about it. But then we kind of get, remember in the first trailer we saw with Link's hand that there was some kind of like power. We see a little bit more about that. We see him kind of getting that power in his hand, and then we see him using it similar to the Sheikah Slate, like using it before we had the Sheikah Slate to use stasis to like stop things in its track. Now he's using his hand to do that. We see him falling from the sky. We see him doing like a lot of similar things to Skyward Sword, like the floating land masses.
Sure.
His parasail is back, but we also see him free falling from the sky. We see things that resemble Sheikah Towers, so that kind of mechanic might be back as well. And they showed some new enemies. They showed some new monsters. They showed a couple things like that. And then at the very end, we see kind of the castle. We thought originally in the first trailer that it was like the castle sinking into the ground, but this time we see it rising up into the sky. That's kind of the last shot that we see.
Yeah. Got a whole new world to explore up there in the
There's
clouds.
a lot of similarities to Skyward Sword here.
Yeah.
And I feel like there might be something with the time shift mechanic that we saw in Skyward Sword. Like, this is such a good time for them to be remastering it, because people are going to see like what that time shift is, playing around with like the time element of it. I feel like that might be part of it. Zelda Gifford on Twitter had a really good theory that we see Zelda falling, that she might be kind of falling through one of the, like those time portal things that we see. That was kind of in Age of Calamity. You see kind of a similar thing in Skyward Sword. There's that time portal that she could be falling through there, and then Link falling is him like trying to go save her. So we might be seeing like the time, like the very far past in Skyward Sword, and then the present of Breath of the Wild time.
I jokingly called him Mel Gibson Link or Tarzan Link or Jungle Link, but I was digging the look. It's definitely it's cool.
Well, it's funny that you say that, and that you say Tarzan and kind of like that kind of jungle look, because before this trailer, one of the leading theories was about the Zonai, which is a unseen but prehistoric tribe of barbarians in Breath of the Wild. If you kind of went deep into that lore, that was all in Breath of the Wild. Like if you read all of those journal entries and stuff. No one has ever seen a member of this tribe. However, they're a savage, warlike tribe from the Faron region. They've constructed several ancient ruins made of stone. We saw stone ruins in this trailer. Their wild and untamed ways are known by the fierce power enchanted within their armor.
Wow.
hand, his arm.
That's a
That
lot
makes
of
sense. That makes a
lore
lot of sense.
going
Stonework
on.
associated with the tribe is a spiral symbol, which is considered to be the tribe's quest. So this is all stuff from Breath of the Wild 1 that people have been speculating this
I didn't know
whole
any of that
time.
was in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, this is like
Me
deep,
neither.
Wow.
deep Breath of the Wild lore,
Deep cut here.
which is all matching up with what we're seeing now. So that's why people think it has to do with like the past and this tribe and the power and everything. I'm telling you.
That works. I mean, that makes sense. That's a good theory. Especially what
Zonai. Remember that name, Zonai.
60 minutes after direct, and we already have that theory. Good job. Good job, internet.
Yeah.
You
did
guys
it.
got it down. I would have never think of
Yeah,
it.
I
Guessed
would
it.
have gotten half that from the trailer, but good job, Rebecca.
People are piecing it together with the overlap between that and Skyward Sword, and even like it's probably Ganon, but like he even has some similarities to Demise with his eyes glowing. I think it makes sense why they're doing Skyward Sword now if there's some overlap.
Rush to get that amiibo.
Yeah. It's not live yet.
Stop
Like,
the show.
but-
Go
but
get the
Rush
amiibo.
I think the
Um,
most interesting part of this trailer for me, other than all the cool gameplay, is the beginning. You see Link suffering with his arm, and then you see the dead demon thing, whatever that is. Could be Ganondorf or whatever. And I'm really thinking it could be midpoint of the game or beginning of the game, where his arm gets like kind of infected or whatever, and he has to sever it or change it somehow to make it that arm gadget thing that he gets later on. So
I'm here for the journey Rebecca just described. That sounds amazing.
yeah, yeah.
I want to do that. That does sound really, really, really good. But they gave us a year. They're saying next year. They
Yeah,
did not give us a title for the game. They didn't give us a whole lot, actually.
yeah. I wish they give us the title, but maybe they're still just trying to think of it. Maybe they don't want to put a title on there if they don't have a release date, like a hard time frame. It's still 2022, so that could be from January to December next year.
Yep.
I think there's
we don't
two
know.
possibilities. Either they
Could be
don't
delayed
have a title yet,
Mhm.
which is a real possibility if it's not coming out till next year, or the title is something that really gives away the
Yeah,
plot and they
that's what I
just
would
don't want to
Mm.
say that just yet.
Yeah.
They want us to sit on that a little bit more.
I hope
Okay.
they nail it. I hope they nail it. I know a lot of people, at least we got to see it. A lot of people, that's what they wanted. They wanted to see it. Now, I know a lot of people were hopeful it was coming out this year. So I imagine there might be some people that are, that are waiting, that might be a little upset that it's still another year away or more.
Mhm.
But this is how Zelda goes. You wait for Zelda games.
Mhm.
They did go over Skyward Sword again. They gave a detail of that as well. They gave another thing to that. And then they showed a little Zelda Game & Watch that they're doing for the little anniversary. You can play the original Zelda, Zelda 2, and the original Link's Awakening. Some mini games on it. That's pretty cool. Get it for $50 at Best Buy if you want.
Mhm.
It's not the celebration I think many of us have talked about for the last 8 months, but
At least it's a little better than the Mario Bros. Game
Is
and
it?
Watch thing. It's more
the
than one
Game &
game.
Watch is better, yeah. Like the Game & Watch is better. I thought you meant like
Oh no,
overall.
not
I
the
was like-
celebration.
I was
No,
like,
no,
is
no,
it?
no, no. I meant the Game and Watch. That's it.
Yeah. The next thing on the press release is Kazuya Mishima joins the battle. This is from the Tekken character that kicked off the show. Cool trailer.
Yeah.
Had him walk up to the edge, throwing people off a cliff that he's fighting. I got to tell you guys, as I said on the screen, I don't care.
It did not move me whatsoever. It makes sense to bring this guy in. He's
Totally
coming
does.
from a very high reputative fighting franchise. So it totally makes sense to bring him in. But yeah, does absolutely nothing for me.
Yeah, same.
So
Big same. It's a great franchise, long legacy. I get all of that. It totally deserves its spot, but it's boring.
it's
a fight-
Tekken.
it's fighting game guy coming to fighting game.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people who are into Smash Brothers, like myself, I don't really care about the other 2D fighting that much. It's like its own special audience. So when we see other characters coming from 2D fighting games, we've seen that before a lot, and we don't want to play those games. So I'm sure a lot of people are excited for this. It's just for me, and for all of us here, it's not moving us.
Zelda Gift World says, I'm happy for Tekken fans. Yeah, that's about all I could. That's all.
Yeah.
I honestly think that's the only people that are really excited. Like there's Tekken fans somewhere. They're like, yeah, like this is their game. And you know what? This is probably better than Terry Bogard, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's more, it's better than that, but just overall like uninspiring. The next game that we have in the press release is WarioWare Get It Together. We're getting a WarioWare game. It's coming in September 10th. And the description here reads, for the first time in the series history, 2 players can also play mini micro games together on the same screen by sharing the Joy-Con controllers or by using wireless play with an additional console and game. There's no mention of online multiplayer in the press release, so I don't think it's going to be there. But this was a really cool surprise. We're getting a new WarioWare game. That's a great surprise.
I'm so happy.
I think a lot of us here really like them. Yeah, we really like them. They're really fun. I got almost instant Rhythm Heaven Fever vibes. It's just like that comic pop art style that Wario has used before. I don't know. It always makes me think of that. They should do a crossover.
Almost wonder if they don't see the point of having both of those.
100%.
So they just kind of put some mechanics of Rhythm Heaven. I haven't played Rhythm Heaven, so I don't really know what the mechanics are. But if you're seeing some similarities, they're just kind of doing overlap.
Same
with that.
game.
Yeah. Okay.
Very much.
There's not
same
really
game.
any point then, though.
Weird mini games with funny humor and that type of stuff. Same thing. But yeah, it's coming out September.
$50.
$50. I forgot about that. $50. That's
that
even
survey
better.
that they did. You said
Yeah.
Discount. Yeah. Yep. So
They were scoping it out.
I'll definitely be getting that. They talk about Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope in the press release, so we keep going that. Kingdom Battle, the original Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, 75% off on the eShop right now. You can get the digital, the gold edition for $15?
Gold edition for $15. That includes Donkey Kong DLC, which is worth it.
Gotta get it. Donkey Kong is worth $15 alone. Just buy the whole game and just play the Donkey Kong portion. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Garrett, next up in the press release, Shin Megami Tensei 5 was shown again, really for the first time since its original trailer. And then today we got gameplay for the first time, right?
Yes, we got gameplay for the first time. There was some information, I think, like last year or something like that. But we got a release date. This was leaked, so it was kind of expected to see this, at least for Japan. And it should have been close by with worldwide. But yeah, I'm super excited. And as you said, the combat, the UI kind of looks like Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Yeah.
I can totally see that vibe in there as well. But if you look at the combat and everything about it, that is traditional Shin Megami Tensei stuff.
Sure.
You're a turn-based combat. You're going through dungeon crawling. You attack them. You try to befriend them by having a conversation. Kind of like Pokemon, but a little bit more, I think, ruthless. A little bit more brutal than a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
And much more darker themes. So I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, if you looked at menus and you looked at like the systems of attack icons, all the symbology, the character models, even some of the characters, if you've played Persona 5, you've played Tokyo Mirage Sessions, just a lot of shared DNA. You can see that.
Yes.
I saw a rumor, I think it's legit, that this game was rated for PlayStation consoles in Japan, so this may no longer be the system exclusive that it was originally unveiled as. It might be coming to other consoles.
And I totally believe that.
Probably my personal highlight of the show. Definitely like the big surprise factor, the one that I wasn't expecting that really caught me off guard. Really, really excited to be recording and being able to say this. Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp was announced and coming to Nintendo Switch this December.
My jaw dropped because
I can't
I am
believe
pretty
you said
sure
that.
if you go back in our podcast, we were talking about franchises that like are dead but might see like the light of day again. Like we said, well, they might make another F-Zero, they might make another Kid Icarus, but no, Advance Wars, that's dead. I'm pretty sure we said that.
I never thought we'd see it again. I thought that it was all about Fire Emblem. That's what they were doing now, and I was so stoked. Like when the Flash came on, and it was like prepare for Orange City. It was like, no way! Like it. Oh man, what a great surprise! And it was just really, really exciting. So you'll get the campaign from the first 2 games remastered in all new art style. It doesn't have the retro like sprite-based art style. It is the smoothed out, like poppier kind of new cartoony look.
Yes.
which we were talking about on the stream. Some people apparently aren't super fans. I already pre-ordered it instantly. I'm so excited. Advance
I
Wars is back.
pre-ordered it
This is-
as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the few games like, oh my gosh, it's actually on Switch, and it's like it's a recollection too. So
Yeah.
his first 2 games. The 3D animation, I'm not super excited about too, but like, of course I'm gonna get it anyways. Like, I'm not gonna be super bummed out because of the art style. They're going through it with the treehouse right now, and it looks fine. Runs solid.
Advance Wars.
The 3D models, it reminds me of the game. Ever heard of Tiny Metal?
Yeah. Good call.
It's very much like that. It's animation 3D-ish. It kind of reminds me of just cartoons, like cake cartoons in
It
general.
has that rounded, vibe
Yeah.
versus the old like pixely edges. More like a rounded pop
Yes.
flavor.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm so excited to see it. I wish they had a special edition for this game as well.
Me too.
I would have loved to have gotten one, and I can't wait to play it. And I hope that other people get it. Again, kind of maybe a theme for this Nintendo Direct is like resurrected franchises or lesser known. Like they really kind of threw a lot of that in here.
This is a big deal because it really just goes to show that like anything can be brought back at any time.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I was just talking about this on stream with Sean the other day as we were watching a stream and they brought up Toy Soldiers Remastered, which is another kind of RTS Army like toy war game that's coming out soon. And I was telling Sean, I was like, man, I miss those games. I miss Advance Wars and Battalion Wars and Toy Soldiers. I love this stuff. I think in a lot of ways that's what got me into Fire Emblem is the fact that I used to play those and then they went away. Fire Emblem was like the only thing left. So I can't wait. Again, probably personal favorite of the show for me. Mario Party Superstars was announced. This is a Superstar collection of Mario Party boards and mini games from all of the classics, from the Nintendo 64, all the other Mario Party series, like a big collection, like maybe a greatest hits version of Mario Party. All game modes can be played online with friends, and it's out October 29th.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't
Big.
think any of us were. None was shocked to see another Mario Party, but I
talked about
personally,
it.
yeah, I'm happy that they did it this way, and that it's like a recollection of some old stuff versus like a brand new one. I think that makes me a little more wanting to buy it and play it.
Didn't they have a Mario Party 100 or something that was the 100
They
best
did.
mini games? At first,
3DS.
I thought they were gonna say it was a port of that.
Yeah,
Which,
yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that it's new.
Garrett,
Yeah.
Monster Hunter Stories got shown again.
Again, the 80th time. Yeah. Aren't you excited for this game, Donnie? Come on.
I am excited for this game. For those of you that may have missed our live stream, Garrett and I took advantage of the buy one get one loophole through Target system. We got this game about half off. So we will both be playing Monster Hunter Stories 2. We're both excited for it. We saw it in Treehouse. It looks great. They just won't shut up about it. They just keep showing it. There's like 18 trailers. They just keep making new trailers.
Donnie,
keep
did you
showing
know you can carry over your layered armor from Monster Hunter
Did
Rise
you know
to
that there's Monster Hunter Stories? Like it just keeps
Wait,
happening.
when does this game come out?
July 9th.
3 weeks, yeah, like something like that.
So we'll stop hearing about it.
Will we?
I don't know. Future updates.
At this point, I'd expect it after. Yeah, they'll have a new trailer every month. Rebecca, they covered the Life is Strange series.
They
coming to
did what I
Switch.
thought they weren't gonna do. I
was
lost
that?
hope that this would ever come to the Switch.
I thought this was already announced for Switch.
I thought so too.
No.
Yeah,
No,
no,
it
we
wasn't.
argued about it. Remember, because you got mad at me because I was like, I'm gonna buy it on Xbox. You don't remember
No.
that? Oh, that
This
happened.
was not
Yeah,
announced for the Switch.
it was.
No, it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't.
Now we're getting
It was.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
We said if it were to be announced for the Switch.
Did we?
Yeah. See, Kyle's got me in chat. It was never announced for the Switch until now.
Wow.
Believe me, I would have known if this was announced for the Switch.
Okay.
That's
All
why I
right.
was freaking out.
I guess I just assumed that it was maybe.
I was kind of
We had a
expecting
I'm
it
almost
too.
certain that it was
Donnie,
already.
we
announced.
had a whole conversation about it not ever coming to the Switch.
No, absolutely that I know, but we also had a conversation that it was announced for Switch, and I or maybe it was
Okay,
totally
Ryan's
rumored.
got us. It was rated for the Switch, which we
That's
tried
it.
to decide.
Oh.
Yeah, which we tried to decide if that was a mistake or if that was like
There we
forthcoming.
go.
Yeah,
It was rated for the Switch then.
Donnie, we're losing you.
Yeah, you're cutting in and out again.
I win.
But it was rated for the Switch, and I guess we both presume that it was just coming to the Switch. Look at that face.
Yeah. I think I was trying to argue that it was a typo or like a mistake because I didn't believe it.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know. I guess I just... It doesn't really matter for me if it comes to Switch or not, but I'm happy for others to have it on that platform and get it on the Switch.
I was going to get it for PS5 or PS4 or whatever is coming out on, but I will get it on Switch because I don't care what it looks like. I played Life is Strange on, like, the first game on my tablet, and it ran like horrible, but it still became one of my favorite games ever. So I'm definitely going to get it on the Switch because I really like to play in handheld mode. And,
I totally get that. For sure. Yep. Genres like this and puzzle games, stuff like that, like atmospheric games, I love to be on the TV with headsets, but that's just me. Handhelds is more like
you still can do it on the TV with Switch.
It's just, I would like to see as best as I can, and it'll probably be on Xbox or PC for me.
See, I feel like the graphics aren't so intensive and like crazy and detailed anyway in Life is Strange. Like, it's not something that I feel like needs to be on, next gen to really take full advantage. I'm good with it. I'm perfectly fine to play it on Switch. And what I noticed that is making me even more happy is that we don't have to wait longer. It's not like it's coming out September 10th for everywhere and then Switch like next year. Like that would have made me really angry.
That's true. And I was actually
on the same day.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised about the remaster collection because I don't think that was rated for Switch. So I was actually surprised for that to come out. And let's see if it's better than what we've seen on PS4 and Xbox. Maybe it's on par with those games. It's going to be really nice.
The remaster collection, it's the first one and Before the Storm, right? It's not also two?
Yes, it's one before and before. Weird. It's just Chloe, I think, not the two brothers.
Yeah, that's kind of that's going to be the only one that's not on the Switch.
That's true. I don't think
1 and 3, but not 2.
Yeah, I don't know if I expect them to work anymore. He's back.
Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening.
It's
my entire computer
we
just
roll
froze.
with it.
Yeah.
We roll with it.
Sorry, guys.
We were talking about how we're excited that it's Life is Strange is coming out the same day as the other consoles. That what we see so often with the Switch having to wait like months or like a year. It's not like it said coming next year or something. Like it's coming out the same day as everywhere else.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate that.
Absolutely, 100%. I'm with you there. And I'm happy to see that the franchise finally makes its way over. I've long thought that it should, and hopefully more people will find it and play it. I'm very, very, very excited.
Me too.
That's
this game changed my life. I love it so much.
I'm with you there. Yeah, and then I'm, you know that, and I can't wait to play it. I cannot wait to play it. One of my bigger games of the year so far. Next game up is Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. It's like a giant collection of Super Monkey Ball. At first, I thought they were maybe running down the legacy of the franchise.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing. Like I wasn't sure if it was actually a collection. And then they talked about like over 300 recreated level of mazes and bunches of mini games and all the other stuff. Comes out for the 20th anniversary on October 5th. Rebecca, we saw bananas and you flashed Donkey Kong.
I spoke too soon because it said 20th anniversary, and I'm stupid because I know that it's 40th anniversary for Donkey Kong. So, sorry.
Yeah, no, this is one that I said this is one that I actually might get because I do like Monkey Ball. I've always got it on budget though. $40 feels like a stretch.
Yeah,
$20 sounds right. And
$20 sounds really good, and it's a lot of content. 300 levels of Super Monkey Ball. That's pretty good.
Comes out in October, so it might be a really good Black Friday target.
Yep.
Yeah. Next one up, the Jace special of the show. We got Danganronpa Decadence. 3 classic games, all being brought together in a physical collection, including Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc Anniversary Edition, Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair Anniversary Edition, and Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony Anniversary Edition, as well as Danganronpa S the ultimate summer camp board game thing that they showed off.
Yeah.
Which that was the first thing I was like, of course, just beach DLC. Let's get the anime characters.
And it looks like an RPG, like turn-based RPG right
That's
there.
true. That's true. Well, Ryan's all into the Danganronpa stuff as well.
Oh, really? It's a good set of series. Great writing. Monokuna is the freaking best. I played a good chunk of the first game. But yeah, I probably won't get this since I have it on other platforms. There is a collector's edition as well with a very nice steelbook and sleeve with it. So just keep on the lookout for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. The next thing up on the press release is the the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity expansion pass. I saw Warriors. It's like the WarioWares. Could you imagine that? WarioWare Warriors.
Warrior.
That's good.
That would be a nightmare fuel.
Times fast.
That's your indirect. That's your next indirect thing. WarioWare Warriors.
I like it.
Wave 1 Pulse of the Ancients comes out June 18th. Wave 2 Guardians of Remembrance is out the end of November. They showed off some of the new weapons. You get the bike and stuff like that. And then the second wave, you're supposed to get new... Garrett and I were actually trying to... Is it story content? It looks like it's missions. Just like they called it vignettes. So I don't think it's going to be like a side campaign or anything like that.
I am trying so hard to care about this DLC.
Yeah.
And I
You
can't
don't-
bring myself to.
That's fair.
You don't have to.
I
You really
love
don't.
Zelda. You guys know how much I love Zelda.
Yep.
I can't get excited for this.
I'm going to give you a pass. Yeah, because
It's
I'm
okay.
not either. I got nothing.
You could be a huge Zelda fan and you don't have to care about this. Yeah.
It's just not exciting.
I'd be
No,
more
it's
excited
not.
if they were like, here's crossbow training, HD. Like, I'd be more
That
excited
would be
about that.
better.
Yeah. Yeah. They talked about Mario Golf Super Rush again, coming out in 2 weeks? Coming out soon. They talked about
Very
it
soon.
again. They announced that there will be more DLC to come, which we knew, but they also announced that it'll all be free.
Yeah,
So
free
new
updates.
characters,
Nice.
more courses and stuff. They mentioned nothing about tournaments.
Oh, I
this
don't think
point,
it's there.
I just need an acknowledgement that it actually might exist. Like, at this point, I'm actually starting to get worried, Garrett. You might be right. Because every time they show this, they keep going back to the running. It's all about the races.
And I was looking at the treehouse too. Over half of that gameplay was about the running, and the running, it doesn't look that much fun compared to the golf.
I get
Game
it.
itself.
It's different, but it's not what I love about golf at all. Like, it's not what I want from golf. Like, if you want a speed mode as a side mode, that's cool. But they took speed mode and they made it the game. Like, this
Yeah,
is
they
the
did.
focus of this game is the speed mode, and that bums me out. I was joking about this, I think, on stream with Sean, but the joke is actually real. This game doesn't look half as good as Mario Golf did on 3DS so far.
Yeah.
It
That's a
doesn't.
shame. It should.
Isn't
it
it?
should look better.
Right. Like, nothing about it looks better than the one we just got. I'm like, oh no. Not like this.
We'll just go back to the 3DS. Play some
Don't do
tournaments.
me like this. Right. Like, we might just boot up the Mario Golf World Tour again and just do it again. Run it back. We already talked
Sorry,
about
Donnie.
Skyward Sword HD. Yeah. Thank you. In a very surprising little blurb that came across the screen, Fatal Frame's coming back.
Yeah.
The Maiden of Blackwater is a Wii U game that released on Wii U. In America, though, it was digitally only. It had like this weird first hour free to start thing, and then you had to buy a $50 unlock pass to play it. And they got a physical release in UK, but you might all remember that the Wii U was region locked. So even if you imported the physical edition, you still couldn't play it. So I was very excited to see this show up. I still haven't seen that's physical, although I believe the news that's coming out afterwards leads that it will be physical, because here's the other thing that we found out after the Direct. This game's coming to all platforms. PlayStation, Xbox, PC. Koei Tecmo is bringing this everywhere. And I did not expect that at all, because if you've been following any of the Fatal Frame stuff, I was reading it on the live stream, their creator, he's talked about how Nintendo is so interwoven. They own the publishing rights, I believe, to Fatal Frame 2 and 4. And he's always, for the last 3 years, his statements have basically read like, it's up to Nintendo if we ever release another game in this series. So something must have changed, I believe. Nintendo must have just told Koei Tecmo, like, do whatever you want, or given relinquished his publishing rights or given them their blessing, something had to happen, because for 3 or 4 years this wasn't thought to be possible. And then all of a sudden, here's a re-release, and it's coming everywhere. It's not even exclusive anymore. It coming everywhere, though, puts me in an interesting bind. When it first popped up, was the first thing I said, I want a physical copy. Like, after not being able to get one, I want a physical copy. Now that it's coming to all consoles, I'm probably going to get it on Xbox. Because of their commitment to backwards compatibility and having your games, like, future-proofed, I kind of want to make sure that if I buy this game again, I'm not going to be on a console 2 or 3 years from now that can't play it, like I am on Wii U. Yeah.
Makes
but
sense.
I'm still very excited. I don't want that. Anybody, if you like horror games, if you're into scary, spooky stuff, this is like spooky Pokemon Snap. You should play it. I really enjoyed it. It's a really pretty game.
Do you think I would like it?
He's thinking
Like, is it
about
like scary or is it creepy?
It's just more creepy, I
Yeah,
think.
it's not scary. There's no like jump
I like
scares.
creepy.
Yeah, it's not like super scary.
I don't like scary.
at
I like
all.
creepy.
It's got a lot of like Japanime fan service, girls with like little mini skirts and stuff. That's also like a big part of it that I think a lot of people always focus on. I could see like, especially the little damsels in distress, they fall down, they start, that type of stuff, like the Ashley stuff. There's a lot of that in there. So maybe not, but maybe, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Last thing on the press release, Garrett, is Astria Ascending.
Yeah, it looks really good. It reminds me of this art style. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think of the game. I played it on Vita. It is on Switch right now. But it is like this 2D child book story-like art style. Looks very typical. But it's actually pretty exciting to see this on Switch, but it is coming on Game Pass. And it's also so there's one person that used to write for the Final Fantasy games and one person that did Valkyria Chronicles and 13 Sentinels, the music over there. Keep your eyes out on this game because it has a good pedigree. But I'll for sure try it out on Game Pass since it's over there.
Yeah. Yep. And that was the Direct. Before we get into our final thoughts on it and answer questions, I want to highlight some sales. There's a giant sale going on over on the eShop. Basically, almost everybody is running a sale. Capcom's running a sale. Nintendo's running a sale. You can get Pikmin 3 for $20 off. Paper Mario, Xenoblade Chronicles, Breath of the Wild. I think most of the Mario games, Fire Emblem, they're all $20 off. You can get them all for like $40, $42. Bunches of indies. We did a little thing on this show. Okay, so now let's talk about this Direct as a whole. As I mentioned earlier, last night, a lot of rumblings about like, hey, cool your jets. It may not be what you're asking for. And what I was going to say when we brought it up a minute ago, Rebecca, is I understand why they said that. Knowing the predictions and like following like leaks and rumors on Reddit and Nintendo Reddit, and they're like, Breath of the Wild 2, 8 Zelda games, we're going to get the news. Like, there was a lot of people really excited about this Direct, and I understand it. And knowing what we got, I think we got a lot of, I do like that we got a lot. There's a lot of content here, right? We got 4 or 5 games. They're all coming up by the end of the year at least. I like that. But they are like, they're not typically the franchises that get people really, really excited. Mario Party, WarioWare, they all have their fans. Metroid, obviously, they have their fans. But, it's not Zelda, big Mario game, that type of stuff. So I understand maybe why the leakers, influencers are trying to temper expectations.
Yeah.
This was a very Rebecca Direct. There was a lot here for me.
And that's what I said to Sean, right? I think for a diehard Nintendo fan that loves all the Nintendo franchises, you're absolutely right. I love this Direct. I think it's a very good Direct. We got Advance Wars, we got Metroid, there's a new Mario Party, like we got a lot of stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna buy all that stuff.
So I try to look at it overall, not like just, is my most wanted announcement here. Even, if I had to say my top 3 announcements, like are any of these here? But kind of looking at it and being like, is there a variety of things for all types of gamers? How was it presented? Like, was the pacing good? Did they spend too much time on one thing? They didn't. They moved along quickly. They didn't really
Tekken
overstay
Fighter.
on any one announcement.
Yeah.
What?
Jump kick, left kick, right kick, super kick.
Okay, but to be honest,
I
like
know.
that, in the grand scheme of things, that didn't last that long.
Right.
With how long they can go into Smash, they wrapped that up pretty quickly. They spent less than 5 minutes on it and moved on to the next thing. And they showed a lot of gameplay, and I'm not like dissing other people for showing a lot of CGI and stuff, but every single main announcement we saw gameplay for, and we got like a nice release window for like when it's going to come out, whether it's a release date or when to expect it. I think all of that wrapped together makes a really good direct.
I agree. Yeah, no, this was a really good direct. That's what I would call it. It's a really good direct. Better than most. Not the best. Not the best I've ever seen, but better than most.
There are a lot of games in there I'm purchasing day one, and it's going to hurt my wallet. And I think that's going to be for a lot of us hardcore Nintendo fans, you know, with Metroid, with everything else. I mean, this was a very good direct for us. I can understand a general audience, like anyone that's into, let's say, Splatoon or Animal Crossing only, or something like that. Of course, this is not going to be your direct, because there's nothing like
The
that.
thing is, though, I feel like we know that Splatoon 3 is coming. We
Yeah.
know, that Metroid Prime 4 is coming. We know there's a Bayonetta 3. We know that, we know these other things exist. This gave us a lot of new, fresh things that we didn't know about. And
I agree with
they're
you.
coming this year. Like all these kind of B-tier titles while we're waiting for those A-tier titles that we already know about.
Ultimately, that's exactly what I was about to say after what Garrett was saying, is that it's lacking like the bangers. And you're right. We know they're coming,
But we
right?
know they're coming. It's
we know
not
they're
like
coming.
we like just next year. They're
Yep.
2022 titles, and this is what we're gonna enjoy in 2021 while we wait. Like we know it
Yep.
already.
100%. Now that I 100% agree with you. So the people that are upset, I understand if they were hoping to see some bangers. It's been a little quiet on the Nintendo front for a while, especially in the year of COVID. We've talked about this. I thought that they would have things to show, and it turns out that they did. They had a bunch to show today. It just wasn't the bangers. It wasn't those needle-moving franchises. So if there's people out there, if you see people out there on Twitter that are upset, like, I get it. I understand it. If you're not into Advance Wars, if you've never played Advance Wars, you're like, what the hell is this stupid cartoon game, right?
The thing-
But you
even if
saw
you've
us when
never-
Advance Wars, we were stoked.
The thing is, if you've never played Advance Wars and you're not excited for that, what you should get excited about is knowing that they will bring back these old franchises. So if Advance Wars isn't your thing, but maybe Kid Icarus is, that's big news that they're
Yeah.
bringing back Advance Wars, because they might bring back a Kid Icarus, they might bring back an F-Zero, they might bring back, these are
Earthbound.
things that exactly like
Dude, if Advance Wars can come back,
exactly
Anything
that's
can happen.
why that's
F-Zero.
to be honest, that's
Yeah.
why that makes it a good direct to me, because it shows that they're willing to do that.
yep. And I think for a lot of people, Metroid isn't for a lot of people too. So that's not going to hit as strong, I think, for some as it might for others. But for us, it's definitely in our wheelhouse. Like, I was surprised to hear that some people weren't digging it, but I really liked the show. I think the show overall was really solid. They gave me, what I ultimately say, it's all commercials, it's just marketing. The whole point at the end of the day is, did you buy something? And yeah, we already have. That's good. Like, that's good. That's how you do it. Like, the mission accomplished. Did we get people to buy stuff? Yeah, you did. Bought an amiibo. Didn't expect that.
A
That wasn't
special
on my
edition.
bingo card.
Yeah.
Will buy amiibo.
And those
Got me.
amiibo look dope, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
by
they
the
do.
way, we didn't talk about what the amiibo does.
What does it do?
Because apparently that's like a big topic now. Like, if it does too much, then that's bad.
Is
But
it
if it
fast
doesn't
travel?
do enough, that's bad too. Jesus. Scan the Samus amiibo for an extra energy tank to increase your health by 100. It can
Didn't they
be
do that
tapped
in
again to
Samus
receive
Returns?
health once per day. No, in Samus Returns they put a hard mode behind the amiibo.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Yes.
crazy.
Bad.
Yeah, that's bad.
The Emmy amiibo grants Samus a missile and a tank, increasing her missile capacity by 10, and it can be tapped again to replenish some missiles once per day. Get cool in-game extras with amiibo accessories and compatible games, whatever that means. But I don't know. If it does
I
too
mean-
much, it's bad. But if it doesn't do enough, that's also bad.
I love her
No,
so much. She
that
just
sounds
doubles
fine to
down on me. I'm very excited to play a lot of these games. There's a lot of stuff to play, right? I'm going to get to
Yeah.
play my Switch a lot this fall, and that's a good thing. And I will say, and we've said this a bunch, this has been basically the Switch since launch, like since after year one. I love how short-term focused they've become with their releases. It seems like every time they talk, they've got games that are coming out next month, the month after, 2 months, 3 months away. They're not talking about 2023, 2024, 2025, that is something that I've been talking about Xbox for a while. Xbox has a lot of bangers that are coming. They're all coming in 2023 and beyond.
Right.
That's been Xbox Empire for a year now. I've been talking about that for a year, is how their roadmap is so far down the road. Nintendo continues to talk about what's right in front of us. We know that Bayonetta 3 exists. We know Splatoon exists, but we don't know when we'll get there. But it doesn't matter because here's 7 more games you can play until you get there.
Gotcha.
That's good. I like how much this direct was focused on this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they told us that. They said mostly in 2021. I like that they set our expectations. They said only software, so if you're paying attention, you're not going in expecting the Switch Pro. And knowing that it's mostly 2021, meaning we're not seeing stuff that's far away.
I was quite surprised, actually, going into that, knowing that they said 2021. Garrett and I were talking before you jumped on the stream, Rebecca. Two games maybe this fall that they'd announced that we don't know about yet. And I think they give us like 4. They doubled that. I was like, maybe they give us 2. I actually thought we'd see Pokemon today. I was like, oh, maybe they'll talk about Pokemon because we never
Just
got that
merge on with other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we never got that Pokemon, out in front direct. Like, I was thinking maybe we get 1 or 2 games plus Pokemon, and they talk about Monster Hunter and Mario Golf again. Like, they blew that expectation out of the water. Mm-hmm. So, if anything, maybe a little good that some folks brought my expectations down. Because, like, I came in, I was like, I guess it's just not going to be that great. And boy, was I wrong. I was so happy to see Advance Wars again.
Oh, yeah. That's so nice. I'm trying to think, like, all the games that are coming out later this year, what I'm going to buy. And it's almost 1 game a month. Like, I'm for sure, like, the big $60 game. Yeah.
Monster Hunter Stories 2.
Yeah.
No More Heroes 3.
Yeah.
Pokemon Diamond and Pearl.
Yes.
WarioWare.
Yes.
Advance Wars.
Yeah.
Metroid Dread.
Yes.
That's 6 games.
Shin Megami Tensei 5 for me.
Okay, so I think that'll take the place of my No More Heroes 3. Don't forget, folks, No More Heroes 3 is coming out in like 2 months.
It's coming
be
out.
Excited.
In August, right? Yeah.
That's 6 games that are like exclusive. 6 exclusive, first party,
and even
bigger
if
type,
you're
whatever
not
you wanna
into
call it.
all 6 of those, most people probably like at least 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I would say at minimum at least 1 or 2. And if you don't like any of those, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe the Switch isn't for you.
Yeah, you're not a Switch gamer then, guys.
Try one. Try another one. Try something else. Like, give one a try.
Yeah.
Try Monster Hunter Stories 2. Try a WarioWare game. They're really good. Okay. Rebecca, why don't you hit us with some questions?
Yes. Gotta scroll down all these notes. Nasty Boots says, does Bayo 3 actually exist?
We forgot
Skyward Sword.
Add that to the list as well. Skyward Sword, yes.
7 or 8 games, yeah.
Are we ready?
Yes, please continue.
Nasty Boots wants to know, does Bayo 3 actually exist?
It's a good question.
I mean, they're not working really much on it. Platinum's making that Babylon's Fall.
Platinum has released like 7 games since they've talked about this.
I know.
Bayonetta. They've remastered Wonderful 101. They're making games for Apple. They've got this Babylon thing. It's like they're doing everything but Bayonetta, it seems like.
Yeah. So.
Must be a pretty darn good game.
I hope so, or I'm losing hope. Maybe the partnership
I
is
think
so
they're making it look really shiny and fancy, and it's probably going to end up being Switch Pro-ish.
I hope so. That would be great.
That would be really good.
At this point, that would be great.
BT Photo says, question, most disappointing unannounced news with Nintendo E3. Is this something that we wish was announced?
Yeah, that was my take, and I think you got to look at the Zelda stuff. Jeff did tweet afterwards. He mentioned that maybe Nintendo's not super solid or sure that Breath of the Wild 2 hits next year, so possibly they're holding the Twilight Princess Wind Waker port releases for a rainy day if they have to. He doubles down. He still contends that they exist and they are coming. But I saw several people in the chat asking about Wind Waker. If you're looking for hope for Wind Waker, looks like no hope for this year, but still hope that it exists. But But yeah, that would be my answer. Is I was hoping for more Zelda treatment for the anniversary. I wasn't expecting Breath of the Wild 2, but I was hoping we get a Zelda game or two to hold us until Breath of the Wild 2 actually arrives.
Mm-hmm. For me, it was the Donkey Kong anniversary. Like, it's the 40th anniversary. We would like to have some kind of treatment. Not like, I don't want like a huge celebration like Mario with Zelda. Yeah, it was absolutely zero. Maybe something coming later this year.
Donkey Kong game.
Not a new Donkey Kong game. Nothing. So that was kind of disappointing to see that. And also, I didn't see anything from Square Enix. So their Final Fantasy Collection announcement was crap. I wish that was on Switch.
Steam and mobile.
That was so bad. It was like a slap in the face when I saw that.
Everybody was mad.
But yeah, those are my major things.
I thought Donkey Kong 99 was like a
surefire
hit.
Yeah. Maybe later this year, but
maybe.
I don't know.
I'm a little bit surprised that we didn't get anything Donkey Kong, or at least in like some kind of tease for a new 3D Mario, because I feel like it's time for some kind of new 3D type of thing there. I personally wish that we would have gotten some kind of like new big Animal Crossing content, just like saying we're still putting out updates and stuff, like something to bring me back into the game. Even paid something. I would have paid like a big expansion. I would have paid like $30 for it.
Mm-hmm.
I also would have liked new Pokemon Snap DLC. I'll pay for that too. Give me DLC for these games.
Yeah, that's good.
Definitely.
Your theory of Skyward Sword still holds?
It does.
Yep.
I told you.
It's a good one.
It's holding pretty well.
Yep. It's holding throughout the rest of the year, apparently.
Yep.
AG was like,
more than I wanted it to.
Absolutely not.
All right. Kyle the Pug says, when will we have a PSVG Mario Party Superstars session so I can destroy my competition?
If we can get the damn party lobbies to work, we can give it a try. Remember the last time I tried this, it went down in flames.
Yeah, I might hesitate to buy it. I'll let others test it first, and we'll see how it goes.
You color me cautiously pessimistic on this one.
Yeah.
You have a little faith.
Looks like great mini games though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is it Scepticals says, do you guys like that Nintendo mostly shows games that we will get to play this year, or do you like it better when they announce things way far in advance?
I think Nintendo's doing a very good job of balancing this.
Mm-hmm.
It's important. I always bring this up. Kyle Bossman, who used to do like the Easy Allies things, he has a video where he talks about the power of unreleased games. It's important that you give your customers something to look forward to, like long term for a roadmap, but you can go too far. It really needs to be like one or two things. You don't need to give them, here's our entire lineup for 10 years, because it takes away like all the mystique and you know, like the surprise that I think a lot of customers want. But it's important that you give them the carrot. You dangle the carrot out in front of them. So I like that Nintendo focuses on the short term, and usually about one direct, they sprinkle one thing out in front of you a little bit.
And it's usually their big titles. It's the Zeldas, it's the Splatoons, it's the Animal Crossings, it's their big, you know, kind of A tier titles that I think they say next year or sometime in the future.
It's
not really ever their smaller ones.
We know that they're doing it. It's never a surprise when they're like, hey, we've made a Mario game. It's like, no, duh. But it's important that you give us the ability to when to expect it. I think it's the important part. That's the service that you're giving the community. It's like, hey, you can now expect a Splatoon game. Yeah. You know, like how much does that do for so many people? Are like, you know, Mario Party may not be my thing, but Splatoon is on the way. That's important.
Oh, wait. Going back to Beat Food's question, no Mario Kart 9 was announced that I would have loved.
That's true.
That's probably, I was just about to ask
that would have gone from great to amazing, what the heck, spectacular.
I was going to ask you if that's the next one that they dangle out in front of us. Like after we get through Splatoon,
I don't know if that would
Zelda,
be that far ahead.
Do we get that direct next year where they're like, Mario Kart's coming?
I don't know. I'm so like wishy-washy with that.
I feel like they want to advertise it not too far in advance, because we know what a Mario Kart game is versus a Zelda and Mario game. We kind of know what it is, but it's going to be something new and novel. With Mario Kart, though, it's like, okay, this is a Mario Kart game. It's going to be for a lot of people. I expect it to be like at an E3, and it'll be out like in a holiday.
Oh, wow.
And ready to go. That's just my vibe with Mario Kart. though.
I kind of feel that too.
You might be
It's like Mario Party to me, because it's like getting people together, challenging each other. That's what I think of it.
I guarantee
I
you
feel
it's
like you look at
done.
these,
Yeah.
what they show at E3 versus what they show at other directs, and it's pretty clear that all of the E3 things are definitely, in general, more kind of geared towards the casual, like general audience. Kind of
Mhm.
like what you said. Like, there's no chance that we would have seen a Bayonetta type thing here, in my opinion. Definitely a Mario Kart thing would be way more geared for E3 because you have so many more eyes on this than what you would get on a normal direct.
Yeah, that's true. To answer this question, I definitely love how it's fresh games. Like, it's new games we didn't know before
Yeah.
announced, and it's out this year. And they kind of did this last year as well with their their announcements, and it's really nice when he's like, "Oh, Paper Mario's announced, and it's gonna be here in 2 months." It's like, okay, that's great.
This has really been the case for the Switch since the first year. Like that first year, they announced a bunch of stuff that was way out in advance, and then since then, they've really reined it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Antic says Super Monkey Ball got a compilation to celebrate its anniversary. Zelda got a Game & Watch. Donkey Kong got nothing. Thoughts?
Such a great troll question. I mean,
Sorry.
you're absolutely right. When you put it in that context, you're
He's
not
correct.
wrong. Absolutely right. And I don't know what to think. You know, Nintendo did this to themselves. Like, if anybody's like, you know, you shouldn't have got your hopes up, Nintendo did it to themselves, and they celebrated Mario's anniversary. Like, when they choose not to celebrate, when they pick and choose what anniversaries to celebrate and which ones, like, you will always get fans, I guess, hopes up. I hope they would have done more for Zelda. Zelda means so much more than a Game & Watch. That is a little depressing. I understand.
A little collectible, a little dinky. I have my Mario one. I have not touched it since that first day.
I 100% understand exactly why they might hold on to ports. Jeff Grubb's theory checks out. If they're worried that Breath of the Wild may not make it 2022, it'd be really nice to deliver that news with here's Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. Like, that's how you smooth that over. That's exactly what you use these ports to do. So I get it. But even if that was the case, put seasons and oracles and ages or something. Like, do something. Do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Now-
they hyped it up too much with all their anniversaries too. They're like, hey, here's the anniversary and we're going to celebrate it. And then it's just like, this is what we get. It's like, that's kind of rough.
Put N64 game up on Switch Online or something. Like, just do something.
GBA would
Something.
have been great.
Something very basic would have been really nice. The fact that, you know, AG's just like, we have no other campaigns or games to announce, because we honestly can't even sit here and be like, they could announce it in the September Direct. Like, no, they're not. Like, he said, none. That's it.
Yeah.
That hurts. That hurts
I'm kind
a
of
little.
glad that, like, I do appreciate when they say that, though. Like, I know that hurts
For
to
being
hear,
honest.
but you're not holding on to that
Yep.
hope for the September Direct. Now you know to move on.
Yep, 100%. 100%. It would have been nice, because, like, on Wii U, isn't every Zelda game playable?
Almost. Not
Like,
every, but it's definitely the console with
Pretty
the most
darn.
playable Zeldas.
We can't get a GBA emulator on thing for something, you know?
That's
I
the
wanna say
thing.
there's 3 that aren't playable.
Yeah, we can't get one of the old games just re-released on Switch Online or something.
Get a GBA emulator, for Christ's sake.
That would have
on
been really
Switch
nice.
Online.
That would have been really nice. Yeah.
Fine, I'll play on my Retro Pocket too. It'll work fine
Ooh,
on there.
mine shipped. It's on its way.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, but we'll celebrate. If anything, this news about
We
Breath
should
of
have
the
a
Wild.
Zelda party.
Yeah,
We should.
That would be great.
Let's
'Cause
do
I was
it.
gonna
Let's
say,
have a night.
if anything, this news does free me up to go ahead and start playing Zelda games again. Like, now I'm not going to wait for Wind Waker, and I'm not going to wait to play. I'm going to play Breath of the Wild eventually.
Yeah.
Like,
I need to play
some games,
Majora's Mask.
Maybe
Do
so.
it.
I'm just going to play.
Let's
'Cause-
do it.
Yep.
If Nintendo won't do it, we will.
We'll do it ourselves. Damn it. We'll do it live.
All right. Devin, with Breath of the Wild 2 slated for sometime in 2022, does that mean we probably won't hear about Super Switch for for a whole
While.
A year.
Well, for a while.
Sure.
I'm calling it Super Switch like the SNES. Damn it, I'm with
You mean
you.
the SNES?
No.
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 Who says that?
Oh my god.
I say that.
no. You
I always
don't.
have.
You
And
don't
I-
anymore.
Here's the thing. I refuse to let the internet bully me into taking away my childhood.
Do you
everybody-
say NES?
Everybody in my neighborhood called it the SNES. So maybe
say
we did
NES?
it wrong, but that's the way we did it. I'm not
Do you
letting you
say
take it away
NES?
from me. No,
Then why would you say SNES?
it doesn't matter. You're adding logic to a thing that need not apply. But here's the thing. You call it the NES. I've called it the SNES too. I go back and forth, but
The
I've
Super
called it
Nintendo.
I've called it SNES before.
It's a super-
We've had this. Kevin has made fun of me for years about this.
Yeah, well,
I'll never
Kevin's
let
right.
it. I'll never let it go. That's fine. I refuse to be bullied into changing. You will not change my childhood.
You do you,
I'm
Donnie.
bullying you.
That's right,
You
Garrett.
might not change.
Thank you, sir.
We understand the term. It's okay.
No, we don't.
This
You might
is
not
America.
change, but I'm gonna bully you anyway.
Have at it. Just know you're bullying. Every time you do it, I'm gonna just look for opportunities to keep bringing it up further. That's all you're doing.
Anyway, Devin, I agree with you. I think it should be called the Super Switch. I also agree with you. I don't think we'll hear about the Super Switch for a while.
I don't think
That
so.
yeah, that I don't agree with. Yeah. No, I
With-
think
with-
we'll hear about it.
With all the leaks and everything going on.
I think it'll be a couple months.
That I agree
Oh,
with.
okay, yeah, a couple months.
Yeah. That I agree with.
How long is a while?
I was
I was
thinking a
thinking,
year,
like-
early next year.
I
like
think the
6
way he
months.
posed
Okay,
the
well
question
then yes,
was
that's what
next
I think
year.
too.
Okay,
I
cool.
thought he said okay. Well then, yeah, I agree with you. For a while, to me, is like at least a few months.
Okay, maybe it might be a few months, but I think I expect to hear from it before the end of the year.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
They're going into production. Whether they
Yeah.
start talking about it or not, we're gonna know about it.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
We're gonna see it. We're gonna
That's
see it. If they don't talk about it soon, we're gonna see one.
And Nintendo's like, wait, what are you talking about?
We're gonna get a Foxconn leak.
I can't.
You know, like somebody's gonna put a picture on Twitter. Like we're gonna see
and
it.
someone stole it from like Vietnam or something like that.
We're gonna see it if they don't start talking about it soon. If the leaks and rumors are true, the rumors are that they're going to production this month. If they're going to production, we're gonna see it soon.
I thought it was July.
It might be July.
It was
Maybe I might be
July.
mistaken. All right, so
Yeah,
next month.
July.
Yeah. So once they go into production, cat's out of the bag. We'll see it soon.
Yeah.
So yeah, I expect we'll hear about it. And I also still think even without Breath of the Wild, they could still be on that kind of similar, launch path. They could launch in March, leading up to a big fall. I could see that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exotic Bard, what do you think this potentially means for the future of Advance Wars? A return to the classic world with a new story?
Don't give me hope.
That would
They
be
might
great.
See how well it does.
It might be. I hope.
Maybe. I wonder who is doing this. Who's doing this treatment? Like, are they
That's a good
outsourcing
question.
or are they developing? Because it looks
I
like
just
to
assumed
me,
it was intelligent systems.
I
I don't know.
I wouldn't doubt that, but looking at the art style, that doesn't feel anything about intelligent systems at all,
Good point.
unless they go like really different art style. I tried to look into it, but I couldn't find much about it. So
It's probably not out yet.
yeah, it would be very nice to see more Advance Wars later. So just purchase it, right? Vote with your wallet,
That's all
so
you
you
can do.
can get some future stuff with it.
Website does not list the developer.
No.
I just assumed it was. You're a good point. It could not be. It could just be something outsourced.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Hobik says, think Skyward Sword will have some kind of Easter egg promo for Breath of the Wild 2? I think possibly, especially since they are looking to be linked. Listen, you're shaking your head, Donnie, but every single... Okay, every
She got
single
offended.
remake...
Did you see that?
I love it.
She's so mad at me.
Donnie! Okay, listen to me. Listen to me. Twilight Princess HD has a picture of the Breath of the Wild field in it. Majora's Mask 3D has like something that's it. Like every single time, a Skyward Sword thing in it. Like every single remake that they come out with has some kind of Easter egg for the next Zelda. It's the way that they do it. So
Okay.
yes, Hobik, you are correct. There will be. And somebody will find it, and it will be all over Twitter. It will be all over Reddit.
Are we talking
we'll
about
talk
just
it.
like a symbol on a wall or something? Like something
At-
like
at
really, really
minimum.
small.
At
Okay.
minimum? Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Then I concede. You might be right. I'm sure they can try to do something like that. They did it.
I don't think they're gonna change the whole story around. No, that's a no.
They've done it with other games, right? You're right. We have seen little Easter eggs or masks or pictures and things like that. So yeah, I guess so. When I was reading it, I thought he was hoping maybe something a little more, I don't know, a little more impactful. I mean, it's a remake of. I expect Skyward Sword to be very much Skyward Sword.
I think they're gonna have like a painting on a wall or something that shows like Breath of the Wild 2.
Okay, and in that you might be right. So in that regard, the question, yeah, maybe.
See, chat's agreeing with me.
I was thinking, like, when you started talking about, like, your Zion Link or whatever it's called and all the stuff with Skyward Sword, like, if in my head I was thinking, like, are they going to retroactively try to do something to Skyward Sword
no,
to make it more apparent? I was like,
no.
I'm not going to lie to you. When you were reading the question in my head, here's where my head was. I was like, we just told everybody not to get their hopes up about Zelda, and you got this person who's like, is this going to bridge the gap? I'm like, calm down.
I think I knew what Hobik was talking about.
They just gave us a Game & Watch. I have no expectations. Zero expectations.
Yes. Okay, Hobik clarifies. I was totally thinking of Ocarina 3D having a Skyward Sword Easter egg, so I knew what you were talking about, Hobik.
Okay.
They always like to hide little things like that in the remakes.
A mutiny is happening.
Listen,
Oh, hell, Rebecca.
all hail Rebecca. In Rebecca we trust. Thank you.
We're just turning into the Nintendo Empire over here. Oof.
Jahara says, do you think Nintendo should have done the Direct over the weekend? Ooh, that's a good question. I wish they had, because then I wouldn't have had to leave work early.
That's a good point.
I agree with you there. I don't have to miss work if it was on the weekend. It's kind of disappointing. They always do it, in the early week. But I like how they finish E3 with a strong note. And it's always like that. Like, even Nintendo's bad, or not, I wouldn't say bad. Their lower E3 presentations are better than most.
It was bad.
Okay, that was by far. Okay, that's the worst one. Okay,
It was a dark time.
It was a dark time.
Dark time for all of us.
Rebecca,
but
when we were talking about earlier, when we were in the pre-show, we're like,
I
how
heard a
bad
little
could it
bit,
get?
yeah.
It was like, it can't be
Like
worse than
Muppets.
that. It'll be better than that.
I do wish that it was over the weekend, because it would have been a lot easier for me to make it possible. But I think there's something really special about, like, a lot of people being unsatisfied with this conference and this conference, and oh my god, like, this was so disappointing, and then, like, cherry on top, Nintendo finishes it off. And I know Bandai Namco is still coming up, but, like, who the heck
Nobody
cares?
Nobody's talking about that. I'm 100%
no
with
one
you.
paid attention to it.
Always Tuesday at noon.
Yeah.
For the last 3 weeks, when people were like, when are they going to have the Direct? I was like, we don't need that tweet. It's going to be Tuesday at noon. I think it's tradition. I think it feels good. It feels right. And I like it. Close with Nintendo. They're the last publisher to go. They go last.
And I know you said 2015 or whatever it was, crappy, but besides that, like, that's an outlier. They're pretty consistently very good E3 Directs.
Mhm.
They show up at E3.
Yeah.
They really hold stuff for E3.
I think they're the most consistent company at E3.
They believe
Yes.
in E3. I think they make bank at E3. Like, this is a big thing for them. They hold back for E3. Whereas I'm not so sure the other companies do I'm sure they do, but I don't think they do nearly as much. Like Xbox, for example, they usually support Gamescom really, really strongly. They have very strong showing at the Game Awards. Nintendo will show up at the Game Awards, but they're not showing off like giant things with the Game Awards.
No.
They hold back for E3. Like, that's their show. And I like that about them. And I miss their booth. Can't wait for next year when they're live again. I love seeing the show floor, even when I'm not there. I like seeing fans playing the games. I like seeing the decorations and stuff that they do. And yeah, Nintendo Tuesday, Nintendo to go last. I've been doing that for 15 years, so I'm conditioned to want that. Do I want them to go over the weekend so I'm less inconvenienced? No, because I look forward to taking this Tuesday off every
that's true.
year. like this is in my
It's
calendar.
just bad timing, like,
It
on a
is.
school schedule.
Yeah, it is. I get that. You have a very good reason for saying that.
Like, I wish they would make E3 like 1 week later, and all of my problems would be solved.
I kid
That's
you not.
definitely true.
I've made this joke on Sweet Hangs. A couple years ago, my family they planned a family reunion, like a giant family reunion. They had everybody come from all over the globe to my father-in-law's like cabin retreat when he retired, and I didn't go because they scheduled it during E3. And I told them, I was like,
good.
why did you do that? And I was like, you've known this. Kid you not, I sat down last night. My wife, I was in my PJs. She was like, look at you in your work from home clothes. And I looked at her and I was like, I didn't work today. And she's like, what did you do all day? I looked at her, just gave her a look. It's like, what do you mean what did I do today? She's like, oh, it's E3. I was like, how many years does this have to happen before you realize what's happening?
Yeah, it's a holiday. It really is.
It is a holiday. For me, it
Everybody
always
in my
has been.
life knows that this was happening today.
That's why I've been arguing because it wasn't last year, but the year before was really like E3's dead. It's going away. You know, it's like, I really hope not. Even when it's bad, I still look forward to it. As I said in our chat, I'd rather get all the bad news in one weekend like we just did than you spread it out and ruin many, many more days of my summer. Like, I'd much rather give me the bad Capcom and everything else all condensed than you give me Capcom this Saturday and, you know,
Oh, that was
Gearbox
such a mess.
the next Saturday.
Plus,
Like,
there's
this
something
is
with the
so much better.
community surrounding it as well.
Yep. We're all streaming together. We're chatting together. We're hopping on each other's streams.
Twitter's
doing
blowing
podcasts.
up.
Twitter's going.
Yep.
It's all condensed. It's all concise. We all are. It's community. It's communal. We're all in it together. And that's what I've always loved about E3. It's the signal boosting.
It is. It is.
Gotta love it.
And then Ryan Turford, with Advance Wars and Fatal Frame returning, what's the next small / off the wall Nintendo franchise to return next?
What is the next one? I don't know. I'm not Nintendo. I'm.
But you gotta answer. You gotta guess.
Wait, what?
That's the question.
I mean, Ryan's asking what is the next one. I'm answering him. I don't know.
Garrett's answer. It's a great podcast answer. I don't know. I'm not Nintendo. Great podcast. That's
Hey,
it,
man.
folks. Great podcast.
I'm answering straight to him. Okay, I'm being
I don't know.
honest here.
I'm not Nintendo. I don't know.
Oh my god. That was so good. I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah, nothing but facts.
You're welcome.
Mike,
Oh my god.
mic drop. All right,
How do you answer after that?
that's really, really good. I have an answer that I want to say, but I want it to. I want to be a better answer. So Rebecca, if you go and go, feel free to go.
I mean, I still want them to do a Mother 1-2-3 collection just because
Yeah.
they haven't
Yeah.
brought it to Switch Online. So do it. Just let me play it on the Switch.
Mhm.
You don't even have to remake it. Just put it on there. Like, get rid of whatever. Just put it on 1-2-3.
Man, if
Translate
if Advance Wars and 2D Metroid can come back, like F-Zero can come back, Golden Sun can come back
easily.
These franchises
Easily.
can just come out of the ether.
I'd be down for a Golden Sun.
Hold on, I want to look up their most obscure franchise.
You know what I
that,
want
like,
it to be
is no
though,
chance.
and this isn't like super obscure, so I know this is a slap in the face to everybody that's like wanting F-Zero or Mother. I really would love it to be Strikers.
Ooh,
Mario
I thought you were
Strikers?
gonna say
Let's
Star Fox.
bring Strikers back.
Yes.
You know, it's been a minute.
That could happen. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be like I could
Next
totally
year.
see Camelot doing it after golf. Like do
Yeah.
Strikers. That'd be
1080.
great.
1080
1080.
snowboarding. Do you think?
Mhm.
Chibi Robo.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been a while.
that's been 3DS.
Custom
yeah,
Robo.
that
What about Custom
Chibi Robo
Robo?
Ziplash
Mhm.
on 3DS. It hasn't been that long.
What do you think about Custom Robo?
I got nothing on that.
I don't know what that is.
Starfy. The legendary Starfy.
It says it's Star Fox or like I don't know these things.
Starfy.
Yeah, okay.
Or Starfy. I don't know how to say it. I'm looking up all their obscure franchises here.
Mega
Man Soccer. Let's do Mega Man Soccer. Let's do Mega Man Cross Metroid Blast Ball. Let's put them both together. One game. Let's do it.
I buy that.
I would too. But
I
yeah,
think we agreed Rhythm Heaven is probably the most
it's-
dead of them all.
I think it's dead. I think the 3DS killed it.
Star Tropics.
That's one that everybody brings up, and I remember they were on Wii U. I'm not sure if you remember, Rebecca. On Wii U, during one of the Wii U years, there was a giant rumor that I think I give Andre the most credit for. Like Game Explained was like, Star Tropics is getting a remaster or a remake or something. And I went and played the old Star Tropics. I was like, why the hell is anybody excited about this?
Oh my gosh.
Like, why is this the thing? But I remember there was a thing for a while. For like 2 years, there was supposed to be some sort of Star Tropics game. And I was like, I never got that one. But Strikers would be great. Strikers, baseball,
I
like
would
any
love
of them, but
that.
Strikers would be real good. If that came back. And I
There's some on here that I've never heard of, like
in an
Fossil
Advance
Fighters.
Wars,
Fossil Fighters.
in an Advance Wars kind of way, if we just got a splash screen one day for Golden Sun, I would be happy for people.
That would I feel like that could happen now easily.
Because Golden Sun felt dead. Felt Advance Wars
Yeah.
dead. You know, like it felt Advance Wars dead. Like that's one that was like, yeah, it's never coming back. So if Advance Wars can do it, so can Golden Sun.
Who made Golden Sun? You know which company?
I feel like I should know that, and you asked me, and I don't. But it's somebody that we should know.
Camelot.
hang on,
Camelot.
I was
Sorry.
about to ask questions because what I was about to say is I think they made like the old like the GBA sports games, and I was about to
Yeah.
go there. Yeah, I would have gotten.
Okay. Okay.
Thanks.
Amiibo
Kid
is
Icarus.
out of stock.
Kid Icarus.
Kid Icarus is a good one.
That is
Kid
a good
Icarus,
one.
yeah.
See, here's the thing. It feels weird to say Strikers or Icarus because they has recent releases. Kid Icarus had a brand new game on 3DS, and I know it's been a few years.
Kid Icarus has, but Striker's last game was on GameCube, wasn't it? Or was it on
Wii.
Wii? Okay.
But you're right. It's been a few years, but that's not like
2008.
Golden Sun. That's not F-Zero. Like that's not Earthbound. It's been a minute. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like there's tiers here. So that's why I didn't
It's
want to
not like
use
Star
Strikers.
Fox where there could
Yeah.
be another one. It's
I hope there's another Star Fox
Oh,
game.
please give me another good Star Fox
Let
game.
Ubisoft do it.
I know.
I'm fine with
I would
that.
love big open space map Ubisoft Star Fox.
Oh,
game.
that would be lovely.
Yeah, just do
Switch
that.
exclusive. Oh man, no,
That's
I would be all
perfect.
over it.
That's perfect. Just do that. This was fun.
that was it for our questions.
That's it for the questions. All right, so final tally before we let everybody go, and
Mm-hmm.
we're off for the week. This is the Switch release for the week. Ever Oasis, good call.
Oh,
Wave
yeah, that's a fun one.
Race.
Wave
Man,
Race?
See, BMOX and me are boys. Like, Wave Race would be dope. Punch Out. Well, Punch Out had recent one too. I wouldn't be surprised to see Punch Out return. Yeah. Final takeaways on the direct. I think it was really, really great. I don't want to get in like I've gotten off the grading and comparisons and all that, so I don't really care about any of that. It was a really, really good direct.
I was
think-
very happy with it.
Yeah.
For me, it was on par as much as I enjoyed the Xbox show. Both of them had very different takes of how to do an E3 show, and I'm glad both of them would put it out like that. So yeah, very, very excited for Nintendo and them murdering my wallet this year.
We're gonna have a lot of games to talk about this fall.
Yep.
Yeah, that's very exciting, isn't it? It's very exciting to have like a roadmap of stuff that you want to play.
Yeah.
I like that. Get that warm and fuzzy. I got No More Heroes 3. Get to play some Advance Wars and do some Metroid. What a year!
Up next, Monster Hunter Stories 2. Well,
Monster
Mario
Hunter
Golf.
Stories. Mario Golf is up next.
Yeah.
Although I'm gonna hate racing around. I can already. I feel like I can predict it. People are like, "Hey, do you want to come play the Rush mode?" It's like, no. Do you want to play golf? And everybody's gonna be like, no. I'm gonna be alone.
I am getting the physical edition just to, I'm going to go in, see how much I enjoy it,
So you can trade it in.
so I can trade it in, possibly.
I know.
We'll see.
WarioWare Warriors.
See, I would be into that, I think.
I so badly want to call this episode WarioWare Warriors. That was really, really good. All right, that's going to do it for us this week in the Nintendo Shack. We hope you enjoyed E3. We hope you were excited about games. Get Fatal Frame, support Metroid, buy Advance Wars, do the things. We're very excited. You should be very excited too. We'll catch you not next week. When is our next date? I don't know dates anymore.
Next Thursday.
24th. We'll catch you the 24th. So
Oh.
9 days-ish away. So
Yeah.
a little bit of break before we catch you in the next show. But until then, catch you next time. Good night, Kooplings.
Bye-bye.